welcome to the BlueWater Podcast. Excited to have Coach Scott Klees with us today. He is one of our hometown heroes, and he bleeds Wakulla County and football.
I'm Molly Bowell. I am a Wakulla Eagle alumni and former cheerleader for the Wakulla High School football team, and I am a lifelong fan of Friday Night Lights.
Thank you, Coach Klees, for being in here. One of your few days off. You've been, I think you've been up at camp up until all week this week, haven't you?
Yeah, we've been to camp on Tuesday and Thursdays, and it really went well. Our kids are really working hard, getting ready for the upcoming season, and I really appreciate y'all having me in and getting to share a little bit about Wakulla High School football.
Well, we got a lot to talk about. So much of what you do is it represents who we are in this county. That's how big football is to it. But we do know you spend most of your time out on the field. You're more comfortable out on the football field than sitting in an office or around a podcast table. So what we wanted to do today to make you feel more comfortable is I have here from 1992, this is my Wakulla football jersey. And I am, just out of respect and honor of you, I'm going to wear my football. I haven't had this on in, goodness, what's that, over about 30?
A long time.
Over 30 years.
And also, out of respect for you, I wore my cheerleading uniform, an old cheerleading uniform under my shirt.
There you go.
So we know now.
I feel right at home, without a doubt.
So we just want to make you feel like you're out on now you're in your element.
Actually,
You're most comfortable around folks in football uniforms and cheerleading.
Oh, we're getting really hot.
Okay, so I tell you, like I said, we got a lot to talk about today. First of all, I know almost everybody in the community knows you. Just give us a little bit about, we're going to talk about your program and these kids and the kids that you've coached and who have gone on to do great things. But let's talk about you just a little bit. Tell us about your, where you grew up, where you play football, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, real quick. My parents were Don and Laverne Klees, two other brothers, one older, one younger. I'm a middle child. By far my mom's favorite child, and my brother grow that. I tease them all the time, but just a great mom and dad, God-fearing people who raised us up in the church and taught us how to love God and who Jesus was. And that's kind of how we started, how they brought us up. I went to North Florida Christian pretty much my whole life. That's where I graduated from. I played basketball there, played football there, played baseball there. And kind of at a smaller school, you played everything. It was a great family atmosphere. I wouldn't trade my high school for anything. I was fortunate enough to get a scholarship to play football and basketball. I ended up...
I didn't realize you played basket.
I did, but I ended up playing football. That's the path I chose once I got to college. And I had a good career, good coaches at Valdosta State University. So university now, it's Valdosta State College back when I went. So then I was fortunate enough to my first job. I've only had 2 jobs in my life. So I'm 55 years old. I had high school jobs, but career jobs. I was fortunate enough to get hired at Monroe in Mount Pleasant, Quincy, Florida. And I worked there for 7 years. Can't repay those people and what they mean to me.
Let me ask you that. But you actually did some great things there early on in your career. Did I read somewhere you take them to the playoffs?
We did. It's interesting. So at Monroe, it's a small school too. It's a private school, and so I coached. All the coaches coached everything. So I coached. When I first got there, I was the head basketball coach, wasn't the football coach. I helped out in football as an assistant and worked under a great coach in Joey Edwards. Just learned a whole lot about football and life. Um, and then I coached basketball was my main thing, which I love basketball. I love basketball almost as much as I do football. Not quite as much, but it's pretty close up there. And was able to have some good players and good assistant coaches, and we were able to make the playoffs there as well. But one of the coolest things I did is I coached girls softball. And a quick story there is my first day at practice. I'm 22, 23 years old out there coaching girls softball, and I coached them just like boys. And I'll never forget the first day I'm hitting ground balls. I'm like, you got to catch the ball. Get in front of the ball, catch the ball, and throw it over there. And the next thing you know, just tears are streaming, and the other girls are all mad. I was like, break, let's just stop, let's start over. And then I realized real quick, you got to coach them a little bit different. I still coach them hard, but just a little different on how you talk to them. And 22 years old, it's kind of difficult, but we were able to win the first fast pitch district championship there. So then I got into football. Probably my last 2 years there, I become the head coach, and we're fortunate enough to go to the playoffs, and it was just a great time. And
So super early in your career, you took
yes,
wow.
yes, and we're successful, and it's just a good time. I can't explain the people at Monroe really took them, because I did some bonehead things. When you're 22, 23, and 24 years old, you make mistakes that 22, 23, 24-year-old, young teachers make. And thank goodness they worked with me and helped me get through some things and helped me mature. So I guess I say that at 55, I still do a lot of bonehead things. So I don't.
Well, you hit on something too, just as Molly and I were talking, and I know Molly's got some. She's gonna ask some questions. She was asking about your feminine side. So we're gonna be tapping into that today. If it even
feminine, but just your softer side.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
so and then you come to what was it? What year did you come
In
to?
2002, I came to Wakulla, and I met my wife in between. She went to Monroe and graduated. Went to FSU, graduated college, came back, and she actually helped me coach at Monroe. And that's where I met her, and we got married. Best thing that's ever happened to me. I have 3 wonderful boys. The absolute best thing that's ever happened to me. So
Well, your wife, she may get mad at me for saying this, but anybody out there who wants to have a good time at a football game needs to sit close to your wife. I haven't, I think her knowledge of football, and she just goes absolutely wild in the stands. It is so much fun sitting near her. It cracks. I just had so much fun during the football season when I can get close to her. She knows the game as good as you know it.
absolutely. Well, I mean, you have to feel sorry for her. One, she's married to me, okay? But then she has 3 boys on top of that, and she is just surrounded. I mean, it's all guys and her. So she was very athletic as well. She played softball and basketball and was just one heck of an athlete. My buddies, my good friends always tell me, man, it's a good thing your kids took after your wife and not you. So they kind of give me a hard time about that. But very supportive. Just a great wife, and does a lot of things behind the scenes. People don't even know what she does to help this program be successful at Wakulla.
Yeah, I know she is such a resource to the gridiron. She's really a wealth of knowledge, not just in the technical football, but also what it takes to move these players to the next level. It's pretty amazing. She can almost she may have missed her. She may have should have been an agent or some type of something like that, because she is so good at it.
Yes, you're exactly right.
And well, so you come to Wakulla, which I know you and I were talking before the show. You stepped into a dynasty behind. I don't want to. I'm gonna have Coach JD Jones on here, hopefully in the future. but you stepped into a program with a long track record of winning with high expectations, and that can be a little intimidating, can it?
Yeah, absolutely. And Coach Jones did a great job. No questions asked, and was here for 29 years. And anytime you stay in somewhere in 29 years, and the success he had is quite an accomplishment. Um, but I kind of looked at it like this my whole life. You can't be afraid to do anything.
Yeah.
I like challenges. I like people saying I can't do, or not me, but making the standard high and then trying to pass that standard and making it even a greater standard. And that's what life's all about is just continuing. Someone set the foundation. Now, what are you going to do with it? You know, are you going to make it better? Are you going to make it a better place? And that's a challenge. And, I hope we've been able to do that. And I learned a lot from Coach Jones in that aspect, and Buddy Tomaney was another great one that helped out. And you can go on and on, Wakulla High School coaches, but
And you got a great, I know over the years you've had so many folks that have been there for you. Got a great, just you have an all-star staff with you.
there's no question about our staff. So a part of being a head coach is being able to get a good staff, because if you don't have one, you're not going to be successful. And that's in the business world. I don't care where you go. You better have a good staff that's bought in, understands your standard. As a head coach, you set the standard. You bring the intensity. You bring what you have to be successful. But then you have to have the buy-in, not only from the coaches, you have to have the buy-in from the players. Not only the players, you have to have the buy-in from the community, your administration, and it goes on and on and on. If you want to be a successful business person, if you want to be a successful football coach, if you want to be, the same thing happens in your everyday life. People say, for me, the hardest thing for me to do is sometimes in my Christian faith, I'm a lot more stronger in the football aspect, and I kind of overlook, and God has to get my attention all the time. But it's just important in your Christian faith that you're stacking stacks in order to do not only what God has you to do, but also in the business world, or for me, it's football. So you hold that standard, you get those guys to buy in. They understand you got to bring the intensity. They understand that, they buy in, and then we've been successful that Coach Guest or Coach Farland's been my longest coach. So I've been there 24 years. He's been there 20 of my 24 years. Coach Guest, 19 of my 24 years. Coach G, Gavin, he was there. He's left and went to Georgia, very successful there, but he was there for like 12 or 13 years. Coach Kilborn's been there for 14 or 15 years. Coach Hess has been there for 11 years. Coach Brown has been there since he's played, went to college and come back. So he's on like his 12th year. Coach Vernon was there for probably 11 or 12 years. And I could go, I hope I haven't missed anybody. Coach Cully coached me in high school. He's been there now probably 10 years. And they're all very important to the success of this program. It's not one person. It's not Scott Klees.
It's not Scott Klees, but I can tell you your standards, your level of excellence, your work ethic, you don't make no bones about it. You expect that from everybody that you're around. One of the things with you that's always you're a straight shooter. You're fearless when it comes to how you lead. And I think what that does, or I know that, you see that in the players, you see that in with your coaching staff. So I admire you for
Well,
that.
I really liked what you just said about your Christian faith and compared that. That was just convicting to me, almost like you can't be passive in your walk with the Lord. You gotta bring the intensity with everything. So I really liked how you said that, or put it to perspective.
Well, so here's what I want to get to, because we got to spend some time on this, because we're really at a monumental time right now in Wakulla County. You were just, and I'm hoping, I know you're humble, but I want you to speak to this a little bit. You were just named to be inducted into the 2026 Florida Athletic Coaches Association Hall of Fame. You've coached over that 3 decades that you've coached. I tell you, there's almost too many accolades to even mention, and I'm not sure our community really understands all of the accomplishments. So, made the playoffs 21 out of 23 years. Uh, our county is known for having one of the most successful programs in all of the state of Florida. 172 and 51 record. Is that accurate? Oh, you have 172 and 51 record. Uh, you've averaged more than 9 wins per season over the whole course. That's not common, is it? To average a 9-win winning season.
Well, even through COVID and all of the stuff that we recently went through, it was crazy.
Like I said, I am humbled that that, and honored, very honored, and there are some things in that, and we talked a little earlier. A lot of people. I'm picking up this award and representing Wakulla County with this award. I'm so proud that Wakulla County's going to get a lot of recognition for this, because without great players, Scott Klees is not up there. Without great coaches, assistant coaches, Scott Klees is not up there. Without great administration that makes it possible, that gives me the things that I need to be successful. A lot of administrations don't do that. Wakulla High School, our superintendents and our principals, since I've been there, have been outstanding. And if I need something, and now I don't go and ask for every little thing, I pick my battles. If they know if I'm coming, it's important to me, and we need to get this done in order to move to the next step and stay successful. And when you get all that support, and then our fans, we pack the games, our fans pack the stadium out. There are no Friday night lights like Wakulla County, period. I mean, it's really special. So when I get inducted on January 10th.
And that'll take place in Orlando.
In Orlando, January 10th, and it's going to be a Wakulla Award. It's the Wakulla way. It's the Wakulla standard, and I'm very thankful and very just humble that this has happened.
Well, I tell you, what an honor, and I think your point. Like I said, I think you're overly humble, but your point is this is we're all in this with you, even down to the parents who are the parents of these players, or the community who just come out to the games and support. You can kind of feel that energy in our stadium.
Oh, absolutely.
When I sit up, I go to all the games, and it's just really neat to feel that energy, especially if you're sitting close to your wife. So I love sitting next to or close to her. And we got some specific questions for you, but congratulations.
Thank you.
On that award. Monumental achievement for all of Wakulla County. And the neat thing is there's still a lot more to come.
Absolutely.
I mean, definitely you still have a lot of coaching left in front of you, so it's exciting to see where this is ultimately where you end up. But okay, so did I hear somewhere, maybe I've heard you, I know there are too many. If I tried to ask you about all the great players you've coached, there's too many to talk about. But in fact, I think you've had over around 100 players move on to the
Next level.
next level. But of those players, you've had a few elites, haven't you? We've got under your coaching, I think we've had three players homegrown right here in Wakulla County who went and played in the NFL. Can you and help me? That was Nigel Bradham,
Yes, sir.
Felipe Franks, and Jordan Franks. let's talk about Nigel. By the way, now I think how many Super Bowls have you got? Some
Two Super Bowls. I got two Super Bowl trophies in my office, so that was pretty
That
cool.
is so cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
So what do you tell us about? Give us about each of them. Tell us something about Nigel. What? Just talk to us about Nigel. Let's talk about some of those extraordinary aspects with each of those players that you remember.
Nigel, I can remember going to the rec park. So when I first got here, I went to the rec park most every Saturday. I've coached down there. I've been down there because that's the key to success. And you had coaches down there like Robbie Taylor, Mike and Barwick. I mean, you can go on and on about the coaches that have been down there for years. And those guys are the start of the program, the start of football success in Wakulla County. But Craig Rebel's another coach. I don't want to leave him off. That was down there forever. Yeah. But the success, I remember seeing Nigel when he was little playing in this. I said, man, he was just so much bigger than everybody. I was like, man, I hope one day that, I'm going to get a chance to coach him. And he came in ninth grade. I can remember a lot of times you ask kids, what are your dreams? And that's what we want to know as coaches. What are your dreams? And then how are we going to get your dreams and help you be successful? And that's what a coach is there for. A coach is not there for wins and losses. Coaches are there to help develop young men to become the best men they can be and then be able to reach their dreams to be successful. Nigel goes, I'm going to the NFL. It wasn't I want to go to college. It wasn't I want to, you know what I'm saying, be an All-American. He goes, I'm going to the NFL. I said, well, these are the things that you have to do to be successful to go to the NFL. And his work ethic was by far just extraordinary. And you can't even really explain it. But those guys who are able to do that and maintain a high level of practice, he missed one practice in 4 years. And his one practice was his dad came back into his life and bought him a car, and he had to go pick it up in Tampa. And it was a summer practice. It wasn't a real practice. It was a summer. He did not miss for nothing. He did not miss. And just saying that in itself explains his dedication. At a young age, he understood. He trusted us as a staff, and he got to work. And that's the biggest thing I could say about him. His mentality was nothing was going to get in his way to stop his dreams. So when guys would miss or be late, he wasn't late to practice. You know what I'm saying? He was on time. He was early. He had a goal, and it's pretty cool to watch him. He's All-American in high school. He's the first one in Wakulla County. And there's a lot that goes into it. That comes from the coaching aspect too. The amount of paperwork and the amount of stuff you have to do to get him recognized. And then he did his part as far as producing on the field and being able to go to his mom was a great leader for an example for him. She made sure he got what he needed. And if he ever did get out of hand, which he didn't, all you had to do was call Rose and she got him straight pretty quick. So, but his work ethic set him apart.
And then you move right into your, is Felipe the older?
No, Jordan's the next one.
Jordan's the next one. Yes, that's right. Let's talk about him for a second.
Jordan's another, they're all very similar, their work ethic. Does that make sense? So Jordan didn't get the publicity Felipe or Nigel or some of our other guys did. But Jordan by far was, you talk about Nigel's work ethic, and Jordan even stepped it up, even a step from where Nigel was as far as work ethic, relentless. So he played receiver for us. He didn't even play defense, very little for us. And you would see him on film blocking guys 20 and 25 yards down the field, pin blocking them, running them out of the field, out of the stadium. No joke. And this is what got him recognized. He was a little bit behind as far as what you call NFL status in high school, and just willed himself, Got a scholarship at University of Central Florida. Greatest attitude, best team player. I wanted the team to win more than he did. Got to Central Florida. Central Florida said, hey, we're going to move you to outside linebacker. So he moved from receiver to outside linebacker, started at outside linebacker. Change of coaches, I believe. They moved him back to receiver. Got drafted by the Cincinnati Bengals. Got traded to the Kansas City Chiefs and won the Kansas City's last Super Bowl. This is Super Bowl.
So what did you just say? He wanted the team to win more than he wanted. So he really had a
Team mentality.
Correct. His heart was as good as gold. He just wanted to win, and he would do anything to help the team win, no matter if it's special teams, no matter what it was. You know, it's hard for those receivers to block. You know, those are different kinds of cats.
Yeah.
Coach now, they got different mentality. So they like catching and doing all the pretty stuff and spinning the ball and scoring touchdowns. It's hard to get them to block, and his big thing was blocking. And he would not, he caught all the touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, was very successful there too, but did the little things because he knew it was going to help us win.
And then that inspired Felipe, probably. Felipe just was a continuation of that.
Well, now Felipe is I guess I can say this, a freak of nature. I mean, he's the most athletic kid that could do anything you want him to do. It didn't matter. He kicked for us. I mean, our kicker got hurt, and we're out there practicing. And I was like, okay, we got to figure out the kicker. And we're looking and talking in the coaches' meeting. We come out there, and Felipe goes, I can kick. I said, Felipe. I said, oh, he goes, Coach, I'm telling you. So he took the ball and spun it like a receiver. You know, those guys, he spun it on the field at the 40-yard line, which is a 50-yard field goal. No holder, no nothing, kicks it through. No way. I get, well, we got a new kicker. I said, this other kicker, I don't know even if he comes back, if he's going to be our kicker.
He spins the football. He hits the ground spinning, and he
kicks it and makes it from 50 yards. So he was our kicker from that point on, which kicked every ball through the end zone just about. He's our punter. He's our quarterback. There's nothing. He could have started at just about any position he wanted to start at, and just another hard worker. Those guys are elite in their work ethic. That's why where they're at. They can find a day. There's no days off. You know, a lot of kids and players say they want to go to the next level, say they want to do things. But it's not your during season, your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you play on Friday. It's not those days. And same for coaching. That are successful. It's when no one's looking. And it's your off days that no one's looking. In January, when we're working out in the weight room, are you there? Are you accountable? Are you still working as hard? Because those days stack. I use the word stack. Those days stack. So if I'm working in January and I'm getting 1% better every week. So now our team, football team or individual gets better 1% every week through January. Well, we just passed probably 90% of all other high school football teams. So then you do it again in February, and you keep stacking those and you keep raising the bar. That's how you go to the next level. That's how you're successful. It's when no one's looking, what am I doing extra? Or what am I doing to prepare myself to continue to improve? And those three guys had it. Those three guys were special.
And then, you get, it sounds like they fit the bill. Every now and then you get that type of work ethic and mentality that merges with extreme athleticism and ability. And when those two, because I'm sure over your career, you probably seen extraordinary athletic ability with a bad attitude, and you know what I mean, and that's a hindrance, and it's hard for those
guys don't make it. They can't. It's extremely hard to make that, and you know, some people will take a chance because kids mature. Sometimes in high school you make mistakes and you're not at the maturity level, and that's what coaches are there for, is to help them mature and try to help them. But you're right. You have to have both to make it to the NFL. That's why 1% of all people who play only make it to the NFL. And you have to have both. You have to have discipline. You have to have athletic. If you don't have the athletic part, you're not going no matter what. So all those three definitely had that. But as far as attitude wise and understanding what it takes.
So, okay, just you. I was going to ask you, but you've already hit on it. I wanted to kind of to hear about your philosophy, your coaching philosophy. You've already hit on that, just with how your expectations, what your mindset when you're coaching, uh, coaching these players.
We have one rule, and I'm not a big rule guy. We have one rule: do the right thing, and it covers all. It covers everything. Just do the right thing. You know what's right and wrong. Do the right thing, and our philosophy is we want to win, of course, as much as anybody, and we want to win state championships. We want to get our kids at the next level, but we want our kids to. We talk about priorities. For me, my priority, and for our coaching staff, keep God first in everything we do. Keep our families second, and then for our kids, we want grades to come next, and then football falls behind that. And a lot of times, as coaches and players, you can get those priorities mixed up, and things don't go very well for you. So it's very important you focus and keep that. I try to do a lot of stuff because I miss a lot. Nicole has done for me personally a lot of we call ourselves the Griswolds because we got an old vehicle. She had and a whole Yukon, and she's taking our kids to or the Saturday youth group, or not youth group, but the football games or travel baseball game. She piles that car up, and so I have to make time to be there. You can't do that, and I want our kids and our players to make time the same way. You got to keep your priorities straight, and we talked to them about that. And then just hard work. Yeah, just learn how to work. If we could teach those kids how to be disciplined and how to work and understand the importance of work, they'll be successful in anything they do. So that's our ultimate goal. We got other things, of course, we touched about, but that's it in a nutshell.
Well, that work ethic, you've got a reputation of blood, sweat, and tears. You want to see your players leave it all out there on the field, and that's kind of the cult. What you're talking about is more than just even a philosophy. You've successfully created a culture. Absolutely. For our program and for our county. So Molly, I know you had a couple things. What are you thinking from the, from your perspective?
Well, I do have a couple questions for you, but it has to do with what we're talking about. But I've always wanted to ask you this since I graduated high school, really. So, not gonna lie, Coach Klees, I was a little bit intimidated by you in high school, only because you're known for being like a tough, fierce coach, which is a good thing. But so I've always wanted to ask this. But have you ever cried?
Yes, unfortunately, not unfortunately, I am an emotional guy.
Really?
Yes, and when I get going, especially when it comes to my wife, kids, or this football team, sometimes you put so much into it, and then I mean, your heart and soul, and you believe everything in it, and it just comes out sometimes. And for me, I'm not ashamed of it. It's something that just overwhelms me sometimes. And so the answer, yes, I have cried. I tried not to, but yes, I do.
Well, I have another question. So, I remember whenever I cheered, me and the girls would always talk about how stressful your job must be, like just managing all of that and keeping such a great track record of everything. So, do you ever just make a big warm bath with bubbles and sit there, relax, and think about your feelings? Like, you have to do something because I just know that's you're stressed.
I leave the taking baths to my wife. Like she has that down. Like that's her stress reliever. That she gets in there for like more than an hour. And I'm like going, what in the world's going on in there? That's her stress reliever. No, I don't think I've ever got in there with bubbles or anything. But I might try that because it's
Great work. She really should.
yeah,
Light some candles too.
yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah.
Is that your tip to the coaching staff at
A bubble bath with
bubble
candles.
battles with candles?
Especially like eucalyptus scent candles. Yes.
Okay, I got it. Okay. Okay, so I wanted to ask you of all the games you coached, real quick. The one game,
Pasco.
real quick, tell us about it.
Triple overtime, 2011. I don't think there's a better high school game that's ever been played, probably in this world, to me. You can put it right up there with anything. So, my 2011 group was a special group. All of them were special, but this one has my heart. Those kids were overachievers. No one gave us a chance. I had someone in part of our program that was in our program that said, you're never going to beat Gottby High School. It's not going to happen. We're just over our head right now. Well, we beat them in the district in order to get to the playoffs. They said we'd never, you got lucky as a rain gang playoff. They'll be ready for you. We beat them again. So we get all the way to the Pasco game, 4th round of the playoffs. We're playing at home. Chance to go to the playoffs. These kids were warriors. They got my heart. They absolutely had my heart. Most of them were on their size and just did not care. And that's when we came up. That team started the Wakulla way, what we call the Wakulla way. It ain't Scott Klees way. It ain't the superintendent's way. It is the Wakulla way.
That's the culture.
And that's the culture. And that team was the start of that. And anyhow, get to the Pasco game, triple overtime. Okay. So we're going in the second overtime. We tied it. Okay. We're going for 2 for the win. My philosophy, if you have a chance to win the game, win the game. Win the game. Go for it. Don't be so scared. Kick another extra point. You dadgum. You work that hard. You go for it. So we're going for it. Well, we jump all sides. Okay. Illegal procedure, us. Pasco thinks they stopped us because they snapped the ball and the ball fell on the ground. Pasco thinks they stopped us. They stormed the field. They had this big old pirate flag. They stuck their flag in the middle of our field. Well, some of our kids thought we had lost. Our kids jumped down. There's a big old at the middle of the field. Referees blowing whistles, shoving, pushing, everything. So we finally get everybody back calm. So now they moved us back 5 yards. And our kicker was Connor Smith at that time. And I'm like, Lord, there's a lot of pressure. They're going to move it back 5 yards. It's like a 3-minute break. It seemed like forever. By the time you cleared both teams back. So we're going to kick it. So then they jump all sides. So now they move it back to 3. And I'm like, Lord, do I go for 2 here now to try to win it? And I said, nope, I'm not going to pull the team off. One of the few times I did, I'm like, I know Mike Smith was about to die. I know he was. I mean, as a dad, you can only imagine your son's out there and this ties you to have another chance. But he was clutch. He kicked it and made it. And never forget, we held him to a field goal. This is 3rd overtime. We held him to a field goal, and it was 3rd and I think 3 from the 3-yard line. And we ran speed sweep counter. And Deontay Hutchinson or Marshawn Godbold, I can't remember which one went in. We ran it on counter. It opened up like the Red Sea. We won state championships. See, I will get a little teary-eyed when it comes to this. I'll never forget that feeling.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that team and the standard they made for the rest of these teams that have been successful with the same. We've had teams with the same successes they've had, but they set the standard kind of for the Wakulla program in this decade of what we're looking at. But that was the game, and that was the team that started it all.
That will stay with you.
Yep.
That's such a good story.
Well, I'm and what's interesting, the whole football, it's contagious. I'm just talking with you now. I'm excited about this upcoming season. I want you to comment a little bit about if you have anything to share with us about this upcoming season, just anything you Your prediction? You think we got a good season in store for us, or how are you feeling?
Yeah, we expect success every year, and you got to go into that. We work extremely hard. These guys work so hard, and I'm so proud of them. We're every Monday through Thursday from 9 to 11:30. They give up their whole summer. We give them 1 week off. That's all we give them off in the summer.
Yeah.
So, and give the parents credit who get them there, and people have to make sacrifices all the time for the football team, and they do. So we're there Monday through Thursday from 9 to 11:30, and then we throw 2 or 3 times a week, and then we got camp, and then we take them to camps. We take them to 2 or 3 camps. That's on the weekends for kids trying to get recognized to go play college. So we expect big things out of this group as well. You never know. I never predict wins or losses. I predict that we're going to play extremely hard. Our job as coaches is to max the potential of each and every player. And then that's what your success is. If your kids, if you can max their potential and they can play the best of their ability each and every week, then that's success. Yeah. Wins and losses come, and go, but that'll determine the success of this team. We definitely want to go to a state championship, and we definitely have a chance if we do what we're supposed to do.
Well, I'm excited. Okay, Molly, this may be your last. I know you've waited many years to kind of break through that tough exterior with the mean, the tough.
I didn't think you were mean. I just was nervous.
So you may never have this chance again. Any final questions for him?
Yeah, I do have one more. Have you ever gotten a pedicure?
Yes.
Really?
Believe it or not, and I will never have another one. Sorry, let me explain that story. And then so sophomore year in high school, they started some kind of. They brought I don't know what you call them, but they brought a lady in who did those. Mm-hmm. And I was a sophomore, and they said, any volunteers? And the teacher goes, Scott will do it. I said, oh no, Scott will do it. So they put my hand in something, hot water or something. But then they push these little things back. That killed me. Oh my goodness. Yeah. What they call cuticles or whatever. Mm-hmm. Hey, that was it for me. So I was like, man, you got to be tough. It wasn't relaxing.
So you need to go do it to your toes.
Oh, did I get the wrong one? Never.
One other, but I think that's a mani. As a petty. So that's why they call it mani-pedi.
Mani-pedi.
Yeah, but the toes, you should go get Dad, go on and tell him.
Okay.
Tell him what you do.
I tried it. I had to admit, it was awesome. It was actually pretty enjoyable. So, so your tip again, this is your opportunity. You're making you think the coaching staff needs to get a mani and pedi. It would help.
Just the pedi.
Just the pedi.
Just the pedi.
All right. So what I need to do, I need to talk to the booster club and say, we're going to set up somewhere. I don't know where you go, and then I'll take the whole staff and we'll sit there and get our feet.
Coach Klees, and if you do that, I will pay for it out of my own pocket. You don't need the booster club, just so long as we can have cameras. If I can have cameras rolling, I promise.
You got to join us. Since you're a KG veteran at it, you got to show us the what.
I'm serious. I will pay for that. Hey, this has been great. Okay, so here's what we've learned today. We've learned about a little bit about your history, kind of what makes you and what made you who you are today. Your coaching philosophy, how you poured into these kids, some of the enormous success that you've had. That is what's just shocking to me. Few people reach the level of excellence in any profession. If we could all reach the level of excellence in our professions as what you've done, that would be amazing. Let's see, you do cry occasionally. You do cry. You've had a mani. Yeah. No bubble baths. No. So
he's willing to try it.
You may try it. He may try it. But
I might even throw some of that stuff my wife throws in that bath. She throws some kind of something in there.
Like Epsom salt or
something. Yeah. I'm getting fired up for it.
Well, I'm excited about this next season. Thank you so much for what you mean to this county, what you're doing, how you're investing, not just in not just in the kids, but in this overall county, because it's so much more than just a program. It's who we are. It's so much about who we are, and that same type of philosophy and the ethics and what you're doing is it's inspired me today just listening to you. So with that, thank you for
Thank
coming on, and we're looking forward to this upcoming season.
Me too. Go War Eagles.
Go War Eagles!